Today is day 2 of my 30 days of sharing my aligned success experiment with you through these videos. And today I want to give you a little bit more information about human design in general before I share a little bit more about my current aligned success experiment. All right, so human design, your human design chart, it's based off your birth information. If you're skeptical, just know when I was first introduced to human design almost 8 years ago, wow, it's crazy it's been that long, I was skeptical too. So just know if you're skeptical, it's okay, because if you do let yourself start to dive into human design, then you can decide for yourself if it feels true. For me, I was amazed by how accurate it was and how validating it was for the things that I had struggled with most of my life. And one of the big things that I've struggled with comes from not having a defined sacral center in my human design chart. So your human design chart, it has 9 energy centers, and it gives you a lot of information about how you perceive and process and understand the 9 different types of energy. And I won't go into all of them, but it's like, we have our mental energy, our emotional energy, and one of the big ones we talk about through this experiment is your sacral energy and your sacral center. So the sacral center, this is where it governs your creative life force energy. So someone that has a defined or colored sacral center in their human design chart would be our generators and our manifesting generators, which makes up about 70% of the population. So we live in a generator world. And people that are generators and manifesting generators can't really fully understand and appreciate what it's like for the 30% of us that don't have a defined sacral center and don't have that consistent, reliable access to creative life force energy. Generators and manifesting generators, they're here to work. They're here to do what they love and love what they do. When they're doing what's correct, they're gonna feel really satisfied, really accomplished with what they are doing. They're gonna fall asleep easily, wake up refreshed, recharged, ready to go do it all over again the next day. Whereas those of us who do not have that consistent life force energy, we're gonna struggle to work a standard regular work schedule day in and day out. We're gonna get tired really easily. We're gonna get burnt out really easily. For me, when I work too hard during the day, I really struggle to fall asleep, even though I'm exhausted and the thing I want to do most is sleep. It takes forever for my mind to expel that energy that I've been trying to overcompensate for. Maybe I've been around generators and I've been absorbing and amplifying their creative life force energy, and it takes a while for that to dissipate and dispel in my body. And so for most of my life, I have felt like there was something wrong with me, because it just always seemed way harder for me to work like everyone else around me was working. And I really went through cycles of really needing to push myself. And I remember as a kid, I used to fantasize that I would get some disease or sickness. And actually, I did spend a lot of time as a child, as a kid, sick. But outside of that, like I almost used to wish that I would get cancer or something, so that people would stop expecting me to keep pushing, keep going, and that it could explain why I struggled so much to keep going and keep up with everyone else around me. But it's enough of my little craziness for now. And I've spent most of my life kind of really overcompensating for having that lack of energy. And there have been a lot of years in my life where I never really let myself rest and stop, and I was always pushing. And most of my life I had a full-time job and something on the side, and I really wanted to achieve success. And I also had an experience where, at a time when I was pregnant and sick and my mom passed away unexpectedly, and I let myself pull back and stop working, and I took a lot of naps, and I did what I could to really just be as positive as I could while I was pregnant and dealing with the grief of losing my mom and so unexpectedly and so early. That was actually a time in my life where I made more money than I'd ever made before, and I work less than I ever did before. So for me, that was the first sign that the clue for me of having more success, of making more money, had nothing to do with me working more hours or pushing harder. even though I was coming from a belief that that was what I needed to do, that I couldn't rest, that I couldn't stop, that I had to keep going, and that I had to delay what I really wanted to do until I reached some level of success. But what I didn't realize was that in doing that and staying in that energy and trying to push and overcompensate and staying out of alignment with what's actually correct for me, I was keeping success away. I was creating resistance, and I was not able to draw in the correct opportunities and people. And for me, invitations, because I'm a projector, and we'll talk more about that in another video, just because I was being misaligned, I was working misaligned. And so now in this stage of my life, I am radically surrendering to my natural design, to my strategy and authority, which we'll also talk about in another video as we continue through this series. And it's hard at first. It's hard to release that pressure to keep working. It's hard to believe that the key comes in working less, especially when you don't have the money coming in that you want, or you're not seeing the success you want, or if you're a projector and you're not getting the invitations. It seems like you need to do things to put yourself in front of people so that they can see you, so they can invite you. But no matter what you do or how hard you try, if you're working from that place of misalignment, the invitations and the success can't come. And I definitely have many years of experience of that. And this is really the first time in my life where I've let myself radically surrender to this. And it's hard because there are a lot of people in my life that love me, that care about me, that want the best for me, who are generators or manifesting generators, who don't understand that what works for them will never actually work for me. It will always keep me just out of reach of the success that I want. And they can't understand, and they think that, I don't know what they think, and it's not my business what they think, but big piece of this alignment for me is stepping outside of what other people think, or worrying what other people think, worrying if people will think that I'm lazy, worrying about the people that don't understand, and letting myself trust my own strategy and authority, my own intuition to follow the path that is most aligned for me, and trusting that on the other side of this will be the success that I know I can create. All right, so that's enough for today. This is day 2 of 30 of my Aligned Success experiment, and can't wait to continue to share more. That's another thing for me. I want to give you all the information right now, but I'm really happy that you're here, that you're watching all the way to the end of this. And I really hope that this inspires you to find more of your alignment in whatever way that means for you. All right, so we will see you on day 3 and the next video.